Someone is manipulating you right now. Probably not in some dramatic villain way, but they are, and you might not even notice it's happening. Maybe it's your boss dropping subtle hints about your dedication. Maybe it's someone you care about making you feel guilty for having boundaries. Maybe it's a salesman creating artificial scarcity to make you buy faster. Psychology discovered something about how manipulation actually works that's so effective it sounds dark. But here's why it's essential knowledge. Understanding exactly how it works doesn't make you skilled at it. It makes you immune to it. And that changes everything. You've probably been manipulated and didn't even realize it happened. Think about the last time someone got you to do something you didn't want to do. Or when you felt obligated to manage someone else's emotions. Or when you said yes, because suddenly saying no felt selfish. That's manipulation. The cost is real. Relationships where you lose yourself. Money spent on things you don't need. Trust eroded because you didn't see it coming. Time spent feeling guilty for boundaries you never actually owed anyone. Here's what most people get wrong. Thinking that understanding manipulation means becoming paranoid or cynical. It's the opposite. Once you see the mechanism, you're protected. Not paranoid, protected. Sigmund Freud understood something crucial about human behavior. We're driven by motivations we're often completely unaware of. Most people aren't conscious they're manipulating you, the key insight. Your parent using guilt to keep you close? They're not plotting. They're acting from their own fear of abandonment. Your boss dropping hints about dedication? Not scheming. Acting from their own insecurity about control. Understanding this doesn't excuse the behavior. It explains it. An explanation is protection. Modern psychology validates exactly what Freud observed. Our behavior comes from deeper places than conscious intention. Here's what Freud got right. All of us are driven by foundational needs. Survival, belonging, power, recognition, security. These aren't bad, they're human. But most people aren't fully conscious of them. When someone realizes that direct communication won't get them what they need, they shift tactics. That's when manipulation begins. Let me show you how this actually works. Your partner says, I guess I'm just not important to you if you'd rather spend time with your friends. Do you see the structure? They're not saying what they actually want. I miss you. I'd like more time together. Instead, they've created a guilt framework. Spending time with your friends becomes evidence you don't care. Suddenly saying yes becomes about proving your love. Your partner probably isn't thinking, I'll use guilt as control. They're acting from something real, abandonment wounds, loneliness, not knowing how to ask directly. But the mechanism is still manipulation. Here's another real example. Your boss. I notice the people who really care about this company usually stay late. They're not saying work longer hours. They're creating a status structure where overwork becomes loyalty. Suddenly saying no feels like admitting you don't care. These structures are designed, usually unconsciously, to pressure you into compliance. So how do they work? Psychology discovered we all have vulnerabilities. Manipulation exploits 4 of them. Reciprocity. We feel obligated to repay what we've received. Someone does something nice. Now you owe them. Authority. We trust confident people with credentials. False authority creates automatic compliance. Social proof. We believe things are true if we see others doing them. Everyone stays late. Most people agree. Suddenly you're following the crowd. Scarcity. We want things more when limited. Offer expires today. Only 3 left. Artificial urgency makes you decide without thinking. Likability and obligation. We say yes to people we like. We feel responsible for others' emotions. When someone makes their happiness depend on your choices, you're managing their feelings instead of your own life. None of these are evil. They're psychological realities. But when someone uses them, consciously or unconsciously, to pressure you into something you don't want, that's manipulation. Let me teach you how to actually recognize manipulation when it's happening. Type 1. Guilt manipulation. Someone makes you feel responsible for their emotional state. If you really cared, you'd, after everything I've done for you, your love becomes conditional on managing their feelings. Real example, a parent who can't handle their adult child's independence. They say, I suppose you're too busy for family now. Suddenly having your own life becomes evidence you don't care. How to spot it. When you feel obligated to manage someone's emotions. When saying no feels cruel. When their happiness becomes your responsibility. Type 2. Flattery and charm. Someone makes you feel special. They notice things about you no one else does. They make you feel valued. Then they ask for something. Because you like them, because they made you feel good, you say yes. Real example. A new friend remarkably interested in you. They remember details. They compliment you. Then they ask to borrow money. The flattery was investment. How to spot it. When praise feels excessive or comes right before a request. When someone's suddenly interested in you after you can help them. Type 3. Scarcity and urgency. Someone creates artificial pressure. This offer ends today. Only 3 spots left. I need to know right now. You feel rushed. Rushed decisions aren't thoughtful decisions. Real example. A salesman saying the price is only good today. A romantic partner. I need to know if you're serious about this. A job offer with a nonsensical deadline. All creating artificial pressure. How to spot it. When someone creates a deadline that doesn't actually exist. When the pressure feels artificial, it is. Type 4. Authority and credibility. Someone positions themselves as more knowledgeable than they are. They name drop credentials. They speak with certainty. Because they seem authoritative, you trust them. Real example. Someone constantly mentioning their education or accomplishments. Not because it's relevant, but to position themselves above you. A dating coach exaggerating credentials. Anyone using status to shut down your questions. How to spot it. When someone won't let you question them. When credentials are mentioned unnecessarily. When they respond to doubt by emphasizing authority rather than explaining. Here's the practical part. How do you recognize manipulation before you've already said yes to something you don't want? Signal 1. Your discomfort. Your body knows before your mind catches up. Pay attention to when you feel slightly off. When a conversation leaves you anxious. When someone says something that technically makes sense but emotionally feels wrong. When you agree to something and immediately feel regret. That discomfort is information. It doesn't mean someone's intentionally manipulating you, but something isn't aligned. Train yourself to notice that feeling before you say yes. Don't ignore it. Don't rationalize it away. That discomfort is your psychology protecting you. Signal 2. What do they actually want? When you feel the discomfort, ask, what does this person actually want from me? Not what they're saying. What are they actually trying to get you to do? And here's the key. If they had to ask directly, would you say yes? If your parent had to say, I feel lonely, call me more often, instead of I guess I'm not important to you, would you respond differently? If your friend had to say, lend me money, instead of building up with compliments first, would you be more cautious? Usually yes. Usually you'd make different choices if the request was direct. That gap between direct request and indirect pressure is where manipulation lives. Signal 3. Would they like you if you said no? This is the deepest test. In healthy relationships, people like you regardless of what you do for them. In manipulative relationships, your value becomes conditional. If you love me, your worth is tied to compliance. So ask, if I said no, would this person still respect me? Still value me? If the answer is no, if their affection depends on your compliance, that's manipulation. And that's not a healthy relationship. Real relationships survive your boundaries. They have space for you to be a separate person. Let me bring this back to what actually matters. Understanding how manipulation works doesn't make you cynical. It makes you aware. And awareness is where freedom begins. Most people go through life being subtly influenced by people they care about. They lose themselves. They make decisions they resent. They feel guilty for things that aren't their responsibility. And they never understand why. Once you see the mechanism, once you understand that guilt is a tactic, flattery is investment, urgency is artificial, you're no longer susceptible. You can hold compassion for why someone's doing it. People manipulate because they're wounded. They're scared. They don't know how to ask directly. That's real. But compassion doesn't mean tolerance. Understanding doesn't mean accepting it. You can see someone clearly, understand their pain, recognize their pattern, and still have healthy boundaries. That's the real power. Not manipulation, not control, but clear-eyed awareness combined with self-respect. When you know how manipulation works, you become someone who can't be manipulated. Not because you're hard or defended, but because you see what's happening and you choose not to participate. That's strength. Think about the last manipulation tactic you now recognize. Guilt? Flattery? Artificial urgency? Comment below and tell me what you see. Next video, we go deeper into what to actually do when you recognize manipulation in someone close to you. Setting boundaries is different from just seeing the pattern. Subscribe so you don't miss that. Remember, understanding is power, but boundaries are freedom. See you in the next one.